Are you wondering what you should be spending your money on in The Legend of Elements? Well, in this video, I'm going to be sharing my suggestions on what are some good ways to spend money in this game. Hello everyone and welcome to another video of the Sky channel. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing what you should be spending your money on based on my experience in the game so far. It's helped me progress in the game quite a lot compared to how much I've spent, and hopefully it can help you do the same. When you're done watching the video, please let me know what you thought about it and share your suggestions on how you think people should be spending in the comments section of this video. And one more thing. Before you go, do check out that section of the video in the end where I'll be sharing about Aptoide, because you can save a lot of money with the same amount of purchases that you're making in the game, and that's going to help you go pretty far as well. We are talking 10 to 35% cashback on every purchase, but we're going to talk about that in the end because I want to focus more on stuff that you should be buying. Well, let's get started. Firstly, some of the best things that you can buy are going to be in the perks tab. And the reason for that is because it gives you a lot of stuff over time for a small amount of money. Right? It's not something that immediately gives you instant gratification. Like, you don't get a ton of stuff at the same time. You have to wait things out usually, unless you've already met all the milestones. Sometimes you can have that too. But generally, it's like slow coming gains over time. Now, the good thing about that is that over time, you are getting a pretty good deal, right? And that's what makes this tab some of the best place where you can spend money. Now, what parts of it are really good? Well, firstly, I think everyone should know that the VIP pass is something that you get anyway, so long as you spent a certain amount. This is a no-brainer because as long as you spent that, I think $10, you're going to get this for free. It means that you do not have any more ads in the game, so even if you're a light spender or somebody who doesn't spend much at all, getting $10 to stop watching ads and get a bunch of stuff for free every single day, definitely worth it. However, it's something you get on the side. It's not something you purchase directly. The monthly pass. Now hear me out. You're spending about, I think, $5 to get 300 Magites and 100 of those crafting gems every single day. Over 30 days, that is 9,000 Magites and 3,000 crafting gems. Way more than the value of $5. But the best thing is you're also getting AFK experience efficiency bonus. Now, what is that? That is those blue clouds that you get every few minutes, and that helps you advance to different tiers and unlocks additional levels. Basically, everything that you have is sort of revolving around those cloud experience things, right? And once you jump to like higher tiers like Ascendant and stuff like that, you get huge power jumps as well. So it's very, very important. So 5% extra, definitely good. And you also get an extra Sundial free speed up, which means even more experience, right? And the Sundial also gives you a bunch of other things that are essential, crafting gems and all the other stuff as well. Definitely a good deal. Now, the weekly Magite Pass, another thing, right? Over time, it adds up to a decent amount of Magites. And honestly speaking, I use Magites to buy almost everything. So having a big stock of Magites is important for me. And 7,250 is a good amount for $5, right? So I would definitely consider this one as a very, very nice deal. Perhaps you'd want to renew it every week because 7,250 is a nice amount to get. I didn't really buy the Garden Express nor the weekly pet pass. It's something you can consider. I've not felt it's too valuable for me at this particular moment because I'm not a huge spender. If you're a huge spender, for sure, go for it. You want to get power from every possible source. And if you love stealing, I guess, you can go for this as well. It really helps with theft. I usually never steal unless somebody steals from me, then I do for revenge purposes, but otherwise I don't. So this is not something great for me. It's particularly cheap. It does give you a bunch of seeds and all that stuff, but I just feel like I'm not making the best of it because I'm missing out on the theft part, so I don't want to pay the full price, you know. Just feels a little unfair for me. But you can get this because it does help with your gardening and it does allow you to get a bunch of stats from your garden. Going over to the funds, and in my opinion, these are also good deals, but I will usually focus on the ones that have associated rush events, like the Summon Bell Fund, right? I bought all of it because it gives me Summon Bells, and Summon Bells have rushes. Relic Hunter Pass, another thing I probably would buy if I have the extra cash lying around. I have bought it in the past. I might buy it again if I need to. And the others I generally don't buy, but again, these are decent deals. I'm not really sure about the fashion one though, but yeah, generally you get a good deal from these. Now, talking about the rush events, you can already see I like ranking high in rush events because they're great rewards associated with it. Just by ranking number 1, I'm getting a bunch of summon bells. I'm getting these 5 mount tokens, which are amazing, by the way. I'm also getting the opportunity to go into the Supreme Glory training ground and get a bunch of extra items. And I don't mean to brag, but you can see that I do love ranking number 1 in these rush events. Rush events, ranking high, a lot of rewards, right? And you know, when you're ranking high in rush events, you could also rank high in World Treasure. So I'm going to be trying to get rank 1 on this again as well. Okay, so that's a bit about the funds. Let's talk about the events. There's a daily deal, $3, and that gives you a bunch of skill manuals. I usually do like buying this because of the fact that it's giving me skill manuals, and I love ranking high in rush events. I've never really bought the treasure cliff. I don't know if it's a good deal. I can't really comment on it. Daily treasure offers, I don't usually buy it. I think it's associated with the same thing that we talked about. And that covers most of the perks. And then you know what? You get a bunch of Magites because of your spending here. And you can get a lot of stuff from the Magites. And I do that, right? If you go to the shop, there's a lot of things in here that are very, very helpful, right? So as long as you have a lot of Magites, you can usually buy most of the other things. That's something to keep in mind. However, do try to get stuff from the daily limit shop as opposed to the one up here. You know, the summon bells up here are more expensive than the summon bells down here. You can save a little bit of money if you just get these instead. Now, if you go into these packs, I generally don't buy these stuff. It's just a little bit more expensive than the ones that we were talking about, in my opinion. Same thing here and same thing here, right? I generally do not spend too much on these. However, if you're a big spender, then you can perhaps check them out and try to get the value of these items that you're purchasing, because sometimes they might be a better deal than purchasing elsewhere, especially the ones that have limits. They're usually better deals than the ones that are unlimited. In general, a lot of the games that I've played, the ones that have daily limits or weekly limits, are usually better deals than the ones that you can buy infinitely, but I'll let you investigate that as well. If you're a medium spender, you're probably going to be spending most of your money in the perks, as I mentioned before. Now, going into this tab, if you go into the linked, there's like $2 for a bunch of these Omen tokens. I do generally like getting these. There's a lot of Omen tokens you get from here, and if you spend all your Magites on it, you might end up spending a lot of Magites to get these Omen tokens. So sometimes I just go ahead and purchase these, because then using these I can actually go into my city assistants and do a bunch of refreshes and get myself the highest amount of experience for the 2 city assistances that were allowed per day. Now this is important because, as I mentioned before, everything is linked to the experience that you have, right? You want to get to Ascendant 2, Ascendant 3, you want to go to the next tier. Everything else gets unlocked because of your tier. You get more levels, you get more items, you get more power. Everything is, in a way, linked to this. So I try to maximize the amount of experience I can get every single day. I don't let this get overflowed. I'm getting 5 of these because of that pack that I was talking about earlier. And when it comes to city assistants, I always try to do the maximum experience quest, and that costs a lot of these tokens. And $2 can get you a bunch of them, right? So you don't have to burn through all your Magites buying them. And honestly, that's pretty much the recommendation. I think that might work for a lot of you. Essentially, the value that you get from these tabs is usually better than most of the other places where you can get stuff from. And the good thing about it is that there's a Magite fund, and almost everything else you need can can usually be purchased with a relatively good value from Magites, right? So as long as you can get a bunch of them, you can do pretty well overall. The other thing that you really need is experience, and that's why the monthly pass comes in, and so does the other one that I was talking about, getting those tokens so you can get the highest experience possible every single day, and that itself should take you pretty far, right? The game obviously gives you hundreds of places where you can spend money, but unless you're a big spender, you want to spend it as efficiently as possible, and this is where you get the most efficiency. Now, as I mentioned before, I do want to talk about how you can buy these same stuff much cheaper using Aptoide, my promo code, right? Check out the video that I'm linking in the description of this video, or click the button that's at the top right of the screen that'll take you to that video, and it's going to guide you through the process and how you can save all that money. You will be supporting my channel in the process, I will tell you that, but you're going to be very happy doing so because you're going to be saving a lot of money on your own too, right? It's like a win-win for both of us. There's a lot of people that are using my promo code. I've partnered with Aptoide on a bunch of other games as well, and there's hundreds of people who are very happy with the offers that they're getting. So again, quickly go there, check it out. You might be very happy very soon, and perhaps you can send me a message if you are. Thank you so much for watching. As I said before, let me know in the comments below. There might be things that I don't know and you want to share them with the rest of the family who is watching this video. So use the comment section, share your thoughts, and share your strategies so we can learn more from you as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.